G'day mates, pretty short review video today on the world's first crowd-funded travel CPAP machine, the VVFLY by Snore Circle. Here it is. Have a quick look. Little 360 for you. I think they raised $80,000 on Indiegogo. Now, you might have seen old mate Lanky's video a couple of days back on this device. Pretty brutal smackdown. I won't be as hard on them, and that's because, hey, it's their first attempt at making a CPAP machine. They got their L plates. When ResMed made their first machine, you literally had to, honest to God, put your bed up against the garage wall, drill a hole in the brick, and then put the machine out in the garage and run the tubing through. No word of a lie. If you want to listen to that podcast, click the link above, and I highly recommend you do because it is a doozy. Peter Farrell, ex-ResMed CEO, his son Mick now runs the company, and boy, I would love to sit down and have a glass of scotch with that man, tell you that much. All right, so here's what I like about the machine. I don't mind how it looks. I think it's not too bad. Like, it's nice and small, it's light, it feels pretty good. I can't get into it. It's like the first CPAP machine ever I can't get into. So that scares me a little, but I just can't figure out how. These little things on the back fell off as soon as I got it out of the box, the little stickers that stick it to the bench. Unlike Lanky, who's a pussycat, I downloaded the app. I've got the Chinese spies on my phone right now, but I downloaded the app, accepted the permissions. They've sent them all my contacts. So if you get some spam calls at weird hours of the night or you get hacked, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to see what the app was like. So I did that, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad, you know. Connected up pretty straightforward via Bluetooth. I could change settings. You can see your breathing on it. It was all right. It was good. Here's what sucks. It's noisy. All travel CPAP machines are a little bit noisy, that's true. This one is noisy. I'll put it on just so you can have a little bit of a hear. This right here is an F&P solo mask. Check this out. There's no clips or Velcro. You just push it in, whoop, locks into place. Really cool. Now, running this bad boy off USB-C. AirPro Mini. This will run your Air Mini, Z2, AirSense 11, USB-C, my friends. All right, there we go. Let's do it. So that's my first gripe, the noise. This is currently fixed at 7 centimeters, up at 15, it's pretty loud, up at 20, woo, off the charts. And my second gripe is the pressure delivery is very lumpy. It's not smooth. Fixed pressure should be nice and smooth, but very staticky, and I can't imagine the automatic algorithm is much chop. So there's some feedback for the company. Good on you for having a crack. You gotta start somewhere. And I'd work on the noise and also the pressure delivery. Try and make that pressure nice and smooth so it's nice and comfortable for the patients. Apart from that, I like the way it looks, the buttons are good, the app's not too bad, and I think you're off to a reasonable start. To all my mates watching, I'd personally stay away from the crowdfunding campaigns regarding sleep apnea treatments. There's too many horror stories. We've seen what happened with the Airing. What was that, 2 million down the drain, and I just don't trust it. So don't waste your money. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Cheers. G'day, mates. Stephen Marsh just might be the Elizabeth Holmes of the CPAP industry. Now, I don't know the guy personally, and perhaps he means well, but he's taken a lot of money from my good mates, sleep apnea patients just like you, for his bullshit ideas, and it needs to stop. Now here's a look at his latest invention I've renamed from Smart Mask to Dumb Mask.
When you see a problem, my brain just immediately starts thinking about how I could solve that problem. My name is Stephen Marsh, and I am the inventor of the air ring technology, the smart mask, and I'm the president of the company. If you have sleep apnea and you're prescribed the gold standard treatment, when you're inhaling, you get full therapy, everything is great, but the most uncomfortable part of the CPAP therapy is the exhalation.
Many patients will tell you, I simply can't breathe out with the mask. It's suffocating me.
It can be really difficult to be fighting that air pressure. When that positive pressure is pushing back, you can't naturally breathe out into the room.
That sensation of fighting to breathe is awful.
The air ring smart mask has a proprietary air switch technology that the air from the CPAP machine flows through to the patient. We also sense the pressure at the patient's nostrils. There's no latency. The response time is immediate. It's going to provide you with the most comfortable and natural breathing that you're ever going to have wearing a CPAP machine. Setting it up is a simple task. You take your mask, put it away, plug our mask onto your CPAP box, and you're done.
I was pretty impressed with the smart mask. As soon as I start to breathe out, the machine stops. I can just breathe freely out into the room and not fight any pressure, and that's huge.
We have ultimate flexibility for maximum comfort.
I just wasn't thinking about my breathing. I could breathe, and the machine was responding directly to my breath, and I wasn't having to put up this fight.
I'm Don Cotter. I'm the Director of Clinical Operations for Regional Home Care, the largest independently owned home care provider in the United States. When I was introduced to this product initially, I was so excited and saw the opportunity. We decided we would purchase $1.5 million worth of this product as soon as it was cleared by the FDA. I believe this mask is going to be a game changer for not just regional home care, but for the entire sleep community. It solves so many problems that have been failed to be addressed by the major manufacturers today.
Our productization plan is designed to take the product where it is right now, finalize it, get it into manufacturing, get it through the FDA approval process, and actually in a package and ship to our customer in 18 months. 936 million people worldwide suffer from this condition. This market is huge. We have a product that can help those people. It works, it's ready to go, and it's a multi-billion-dollar market.
It works, it's ready to go, and it's a multi-billion-dollar market.
Airing has a couple products, future products in the pipeline. One is the micro CPAP device, a complete game changer. It gets rid of the hoses, the masks, the machine fits in your nose.
The ability to have that small nose piece to provide the therapy that you need to get a good night's sleep and feel well rested is amazing.
So the smart mask for me really, it marks a turning point, I think, in the technology where the breath sensing is really starting to become something that really is working with you and not fighting you. This smart mask really kind of made me think, oh wow, this might actually work. This might actually get the breathing thing right, and I can get some of my life back.
As a CPAP user myself, I know firsthand the struggles of not being able to exhale. My experience with the smart mask was life-changing.
The air ring smart mask finally has given us as physicians a treatment options that the patients will be able to use.
You've got to find a way to make technology really do something important, like save someone's life.
Now, some of you watching will recognise old mate, and that's because the smart mask is not his first CPAP idea. Now, back in 2015, Stephen raised close to $3 million from 21,000 of my best mates who backed his failed micro CPAP idea called the airing. Let's take a look back at that campaign.
This is amazing. I really think that if this works, this will be the answer for 99% of them. They'll never go back to using that Star Wars piece on their head again. When I see this, I say, how can that possibly get the air in me?
When I first talk to people about this, and I say, well, you know, we have these little micro pumps, and it turns out that they're very powerful, and they can pump the right amount of air at the right amount of pressure. Their first response is, no way, get out of here. And you know, and I go, well, yes, I think we can.
people say, no way. And I say, yes, we have these little micro pumps. And it turns out they're very powerful and they can pump the right amount of air at the right amount of pressure. That sure sounds like a statement to me. Here's what Stefan meant to say during that false advertising promotional video.
The micro pumps, which is where I kind of always focus on of proof of concept, we still need to build.
Right. That sneaky, deceptive marketing video, which is clearly false advertising, is why so many people fell for his bullshit. He misleads you to believe he's actually made a micro CPAP pump, a working micro CPAP pump, when all he really has is just a little plastic mold that anyone can make, nothing inside it, and an idea. And from that idea, he raised close to $3 million from my best mates. Never again. I won't allow it. And here's another example of the false advertising which misled the backers. This is the original estimated timeline provided by Stefan on when the backers might receive their first airing. And it starts off here, July 2015, with the fundraising, raising all the funds. He originally wanted to raise $100,000. That was his original goal, but obviously raised a whole lot more from unsuspecting victims. But he thinks he can go from fundraising to production shipping in 2 years. The dude doesn't even have a working prototype. He's got a plastic mold, but he thinks he can develop this new technology, this new micro CPAP blower, get a prototype, get it FDA approved, manufactured and shipped out to thousands of people all over the world in 24 months. He's fucking crazy. This guy's a lunatic, all right? He's off with the fairies. Tell him he's dreaming.
Dad, some guy's selling an overhead projector.
Nah. Now hang on, Steve. What's he asking?
$150.
Tell him he's dreaming.
So after raising over $2 million with the original timeline, Stefan realised he'd made a big mistake. So he revised it, giving himself a further 24 months to develop the airing before abruptly suspending the campaign with no warning in December 2017. Let's have a read of that post. Thank you. Dear airing supporters, we are writing to let you know that we have decided to suspend our Indiegogo campaign at this time. Since many people have asked about the possibility of making an equity investment in airing, we decided to explore this option. After much consideration and discussion, we decided to offer equity through WeFunder.com. Since launching our successful equity crowdfunding campaign on WeFunder several weeks ago, we have learned that it is confusing and problematic to have two crowdfunding campaigns happening at the same time. Therefore, we are suspending our Indiegogo campaign for now. It was at this point, shit hit the fan and the backers started to panic, but it was all too late. Now you might be thinking, surely the backers are entitled to some form of refund because they never received the product for which they bought. Well, unfortunately not. You see, Stefan was very crafty in the perks he was offering. The titles were misleading. It's false advertising all over again. The backers thought they were buying airings, the product. But what Stefan really offered was vouchers, IOUs that were only redeemable if the airing was ever developed.
Listen, Mr. Samsonite. About the briefcase, my friend Harry and I have every intention of fully reimbursing you.
Open it up. Open it up!
Go ahead. Open it up. Do what he says. Harry.
What is this? What is this? Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs. Go ahead and add it up. Every cent's accounted for. Look. See this?
That's an airing.
275 thou. Might want to hang on to that one.
Let's have a look at what he was offering here. All right, so featured diamond plus 180 airings. So you read that title, you think I'm getting 180 airings and I'm contributing $270 US. You will receive, a voucher that can be exchanged for a 180-day supply of airings when they become available. That's a 50% discount of the anticipated price of $3 each. All right, so they're going, hey, buy 180 airings and get a 50% discount, but you're not buying the product. You're buying a voucher, guys. And then there's one here that was just crazy. This one here, new green plus 15 airings. This one made me gag. 1,282 people fell for this one. Greenies, obviously, God bless them. With each perk claimed, $20 goes to research into future sustainable solutions for airing that aren't currently feasible, like recyclability and battery rechargeability and replacement. He's taking your money on a product he hasn't even got a prototype for to fund research into how to recycle it in the future, if he ever does make it. That is vomit. That is vile. That is criminal. Terrible. I want to reach through that screen right now, I'll tell you that much. Now, 8 years on, I just assumed this was all over. I thought Stefan had either gone to jail or perhaps been strangled by a papa with the CPAP hose, and it was done, dusted in the rearview mirror. But then I'm on the Sleep HQ Pro Community Forum in the general chat, and I see this email from Sean, and I'll read you it now. Dear airing enthusiast, producing a working prototype of the airing micro CPAP continues, but has proven to be more complex and costly than we originally anticipated. As simple as it appears from the outside, the airing micro CPAP is really the convergence of multiple highly technical inventions, each utterly unique and each never seen before. We have made tremendous progress on many of these sub-technologies. So much so, in fact, one of these sub-technologies is marketable on its own today, which is why I'm writing. Exhalation is known to be the most comfortable part of the traditional CPAP experience and the biggest reason why people quit the therapy. Combined, these new technologies attach to any CPAP machine, allowing you to exhale with comfort by eliminating high airflow during exhalation. The revolutionary technology tracks your breathing, knows precisely when you exhale, and it diverts the forced air to allow a more natural, easy exhalation. We are calling this new product the Airing Smart Mask. Now I want you to pay really close attention to this next part because it's important. Working prototypes of the Smart Mask are built, and preliminary informal testing of volunteer sleep apnea patients has begun. They love the relief and comfort it provides, and they want the product now. If that were true, why do you think it wasn't shown in his promotional video? We didn't see it. Why wouldn't he have that bad actor holding the mask or wearing his new smart mask? All we saw in that promotional video was product rendering, pictures, fake animations. I think he's lying. Here we go. We are now initiating an equity crowdfunding campaign to fund its execution. This is an opportunity for some of you who would like to not only become shareholders of Airing, but to help us get the Smart Mask product out to the people who need it, those people we stole so much money from. The SEC regulations pertaining to this type of fundraising require that the investors be qualified, accredited investors who can afford the risk. All right, let's take a look at the Smart Mask investment pitch. Now he's hoping to raise $4.25 million from accredited investors, and he's already raised the first 30K right here. Now remember, his first target was the sleep apnea patients. He hit them up for $2 million. He then set his sights on the mum and dad investors, raising another 700,000 odd, and now he wants 4.25 million from accredited professional investors. He's selling his shares at 0.876 cents per share, offering around 5 million units, $5,000 minimum investment, and he's given his company, he's upped the valuation of his company to $16 million. And then down here we have the use of the funds. Let's check out the team. So this is the team, all the people involved in the project. And I'm not going to go through them all. You know, we've got pulmonary specialists, we've got doctors, we've got this guy here, Herm Schneider. He's on the medical advisory board. What does he do? Longest tenured and most successful trainer in Major League Baseball. You got a baseball coach on the medical advisory board. That's pretty cool. But look, I'm not going to go into these people, guys. If you want to go and research these people, go for your life. I'm just interested in Stephen Marsh because he's obviously the head honcho and he's leading the investment. All right, so let's go down here and check it out. So basically we have a standard nasal pillow type mask up here. Then we have some tubing that leads to a control box. And then we have some more tubing that connects to your standard CPAP machine. So this system is just an add-on to your CPAP machine. Now this control box here can sense when you exhale, when you go to breathe out. And what it does, the way I understand it, is it has a valve, and that valve shuts off the air coming in from the CPAP machine. So when you exhale, there's no more resistance. That's the concept, and he thinks he's got a prototype. Now let me explain why it just won't work. Number one, that resistance, that pressure you feel when you exhale into your CPAP mask, I know it feels unnatural, but it is absolutely critical to the treatment and improving your oxygenation. All right, we call it EPAP, expiratory positive airway pressure. And EPAP's responsible for improving your tidal volume, the amount of air moving into your lungs. And without getting too technical, it does this by recruiting the alveoli, which creates a more functional residual capacity, the volume left in your lungs, and this improves your oxygenation. If you remove the EPAP, it's going to dramatically reduce apnea control and oxygenation. Fact. If you want to improve oxygenation and apnea control, you increase the EPAP. You increase the pressure delivered during exhalation. You don't reduce it, which is what this mask is aiming to do. All right, another mammoth issue. The majority of apnea patients use automatic CPAP machines, and most of you will know what these are, but some of you won't, so I'll explain it. These machines, they monitor your breathing, and then they use that information to automatically titrate the pressure up and down through the night to control your apnea. Now, if we put a great big control box in between the patient and the CPAP machine that's got a valve going like this, what do you think the CPAP machine is going to do, the automatic CPAP machine? When that valve closes, it's going to think the airway is closing and it's going to ramp up the pressure. And then when that valve opens, you're going to get this great big burst of pressure. It is going to completely screw the automatic algorithms of the CPAP machines, and auto CPAP machines are what most people use these days. So that's going to be an absolute failure. It will also stop the CPAP from detecting central apnea using forced oscillation technique. So I won't go into that, but that's what it will do as well. Most CPAP users also use heated tubes, and these tubes have sensors at the mask end that monitor the humidity inside the tube as it's passing along the tube, and it feeds that information back to your CPAP machine for climate control. Now, if all of a sudden you're connecting that heated tube once again to the control box, and then you have another piece of tube going up to your mask, the sensor is no longer at the mask end. And what do you think this valve is going to do to the humidity as well? It's going to cause all sorts of climate control and humidity problems for the CPAP machine and for the user. Terrible. And the final nail in the coffin. This technology already exists. It's a BiPAP machine. Stefan's wanting to turn every CPAP machine into a BiPAP machine and it just won't work. And he wants to charge $600 per unit to do so. If you add $600 to a CPAP machine, you can pretty much buy a BiPAP machine anyway, and then you can set your EPAP to whatever you like, as long as you're specialist degrees, of course. So anyway, that's just a few of the many reasons why this mask will be a complete failure. It will not be FDA approved. ResMed will not let it happen anyway, even if it was FDA approved. They will get their legal zombies and shut this thing down in an instant. So don't be stupid. Do not invest in this smart mask. Do not invest in Stefan. He is not a genius. He is not even a smart man. He's a salesman. That's what he is. He's got some excellent marketing material. Don't get me wrong. I love his product rendering, but he is not a smart man. All right? Heed my warnings. Anyway, guys, I need your help. You could save someone a substantial amount of money. Remember, the minimum investment is $5,000. So just by sharing this video on your Facebook page, on Reddit, on your CPAP forums, wherever you go, just share the video. And by doing so, you could save someone a lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment, and a lot of money. Some people might be investing $10,000, $20,000, all right? He's already taken a huge amount of money from people just like you. We cannot let him take any more. I won't allow it, but I'm only just one man, and that's why I need your help. Back in 2015, I had no audience. I don't know, I might have had 2,000 subscribers, all right? There was no way for me to reach anyone. A lot has changed, and I can reach a lot of people now, but I still need your help. As always, thanks for watching, sleep well, and look after your mates. Have a good one, bye.
It's that. Plus also how valuable, how important it is. I've invented, toys, trinkets, or what, fads, fleets, whatever you want to call them.